The first item is your tent and your tent system. The second item is also a system. You need a sleeping system. Your next item is when you want to cook in the nature. And the next item is your clothing. And then the last and the final item you need to bring with you for your camping trip, especially if you're a first timer, is the backpack. Okay, today I'm in this beautiful scenery. As you can see behind me, that mountain over there is, I'm not going to tell you, you're going to figure it out and you're going to put it in the comment section below. If you could guess, I'm going to give you a hint. That's the tallest mountain in the Middle East. So today I want to talk to you about 5 absolutely essential items that every beginner backpacker should bring themselves in their camping trips. And I'm going to keep it in 5 minutes, so I'm going to put a timer on the screen so that you could tell me if I could reach that mark. The first item is your tent and your tent system. Yeah, you heard me right. You have a tent system because it's not the tent alone. If you're going to use the tent alone, you shouldn't. You probably shouldn't, because no matter what they tell you, your tent is not going to be fully waterproof. So you've got to put something below it, and this is where this item comes in handy. So this is a base for your tent, and this must go below your tent. It should not come out of the edges, and this must cover all the dirt and water that's going to eventually come into your tent, and this will prevent your tent from getting wet. The second thing, actually the first thing, is the tent itself. So if you're one person, you should get a 2-person tent, and this is highly recommended because 1-person tents are not going to cut it for you, and you need some space inside your tent. This is the Decathlon Quechua tent, 2-person tent. These are great, and I'm sure there are multiple brands out there, but if you could get one of those tents that the door opens from the side, it would be the best thing you could do. The only downside is that the door opens from the front. But given the price, this one is very good. If you're on a budget and you want to start with something that's not that expensive, these are great. But yeah, you can go out and shop like many different options out there. Yeah, this is the tent and your tent system. I don't know if I could sell that in 1 minute. The second item is also a system. You need a sleeping system, because the sleeping bag is not enough. The floor in the nature is going to get so cold, and your back and the way that human body is actually made to perform is not going to tolerate it. So you need a base, you need a mat, and then on top of the mat your sleeping bag comes in. It doesn't matter what it says on your sleeping bag, because they've got different confusing ratings. Absolutely does not matter what it says. The numbers do not matter. Just consider the thickness of the item that you're buying and your budget. I don't know what you're doing out there, but anything that you get, make sure that you get a sleeping mat, not a sleeping mattress or air mattress. The air mattresses are not going to perform very well, because they're going to eventually leak, and every time in the middle of the night you're going to wake up, and you really don't want to do that. You're going to wake up and you've got to just blow them up again. So that's something really frustrating to do. This is the mat. Just one thing about the base of your tent. You should remember that these bases have got 2 sides. One shiny side that it should face up, and the other that is like the color is going to be different, and it's going to be silver. The silver side should always face down, face the floor, because that's the side that is waterproof. Okay, back to the sleeping mattress. This is your typical sleeping mattress. Get one of these mats, not the air mattresses, and they come in like whatever color they come in. They've got a silver front, and they've got a back. So can you guess what side should face down, should face the floor? I'm going to give you 5 seconds for that. Yeah, the silver side should face down. Your next item is when you want to cook in the nature, and that is something that you should absolutely do. That's a game-changing experience, and you're going to enjoy your camping much more when you cook in the nature. So for cooking, what you need is, you're going to need one of these capsules. This is where the gas comes from, and you're going to need one of these, I don't know what they're called, but you're going to need one of these things that the fire comes out from, and they're going to heat and they're going to provide heat for your system, for your cooking system. Do not overthink it. Just buy one of the regular ones. These are great. These are the first things I saw, and I bought it, and I've used it ever since, and I've never felt the need. These are not heavy. These are not, you don't want to care too much about it. These are not bulky. They work great, and they're perfect. Just don't overthink it, and get one of the regular ones, one of the cheap ones, one of the regular priced ones. So do not overthink it. This will go like this. Really easy to set up, and they will be like screwed around these tanks, these capsules. Really easy. They don't take so much time. They're like, they're perfect, overall. And for that, you need one of these. Again, these are something that you should not overthink. This is a 3-piece. See, there's a pan, there's a boiler, there's a pot, there's everything. So you've got 3 pieces. These are really light, these are really good, they're really cheap. Okay, you're going to eventually need one of these, so go ahead and buy it. Take that extra kilo with you, because it's something that you're going to need. The next item is your clothing. Just look what I'm wearing and just copy it. You see, we've got all these running shoes, like hiking shoes and everything, but they're not worth it. Get one of these boots. These are made for war. Get one of these trousers. Again, these are made for war, and one t-shirt is going to suffice. You don't need too much clothing. If it's cold, just throw in a jacket. If it's rainy, throw in a poncho or ponchos, I don't know what you call them, and you're going to be perfectly fine. Do not overthink everything for your camping trip. It's going to be easy. It's going to make you feel relaxed. It's not going to be more difficult from the times that you're living in the city. So do not overthink everything. You see, these military or replicas of military stuff are great because, they're made for war. So what else could go wrong? So this is your clothing. And then the last and the final item you need to bring with you for your camping trip, especially if you're a first timer, is the backpack. See, they have some numbers. They have different sizes, and they're measured by liters. A 50 liter is going to be more than enough for you. Everything is going to fit perfectly. There are ultimately multiple different items that you have to bring, like chairs, like medical items that you have to bring, but these are absolutely essentials that you can't camp without them. So make sure to bring these things, make sure to buy them, then plan your camping trips. These backpacks, they have different styles. I have to do different videos about them. Every one of those items have different styles and different kind of stuff, but ultimately I have to make other videos about it. So so this was a quick tutorial for those beginners who want to start their backpacking and their camping trips. Of course, there are different types of camping trips. There are hiking trips, there are trails, there are mountain climbing trips, but this is very good for most of the scenarios. You're going to be fine. Do not overthink it. Again, if I'm going to give you one tip, is that you do not overthink it. Just go with your guts and just plan ahead. That's all you have to do. Thank you. Peace out. Well, that was it, guys. Thank you for watching. But if you want to see all of these items in use, please watch this video.